How come when it is us, it's an abortion, but when it's a chicken, it's an omelette? To the show that seeks to educate us more on health, entrepreneurship, and lifestyle. Cheers. You're logged on to MO7 Plus, and this is the Me Show with me, Akosia Purple. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel at MO7 Plus, and of course on Facebook as well, and on Instagram at MO7_Plus. Let's do health today. Under health, we'll be talking about abortion. Well, for me, it's been quite long I've heard about abortion and all that, but probably you watching me have something to say, or you'd have something, you've been hearing more and more of it. And so I won't be doing this alone. I will be doing this with Miss Vera Srako. But before we delve more, let's go for a quick commercial break. When we return, we commence. Kindly do stay.
Get on the ball with BetFox. Experience Ghana's biggest ACA bonus, paying 1,000% and more, starting from just 2 selections. Boost your winnings and receive any withdrawals instantly on your Momo wallet. Register now at www.betfox.com.gh. BetFox, we boost them. Official betting sponsors for the EPL broadcast on Max TV.
Welcome from that commercial break. Like I stated earlier, we are talking about abortion today. We will be looking at the causes and effects and what exactly abortion is. And I'm not doing this alone. I'm doing this with Ms. Vera Srako, a midwife from the Osudoku Hospital, and she'll be joining us today to do this discussion. She is in the studio with us. Hello, Ms. Vera.
Hi, Ms. Sandra.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
I hope all is well. I'm very well too. You're looking good in your scrub.
You too.
Thank you. All right, so thank you so much for joining us. We are talking about abortion today. We really want to know what abortion is. If I'm supposed to go on the street to conduct a vox pop on what abortion is, everybody might give me different definitions of what abortion is. But since you are in the health facility, can you make note to us what abortion is?
So abortion is the termination of pregnancy before the period of viability. And then when they say period of viability, it is when the fetus can survive on its own outside the uterus. So some people would say the period of viability is from 20 weeks, depends on the country. Some countries like America, from 20 weeks, above 20 weeks, a fetus can survive on its own outside the uterus, maybe with a favorable condition such as an incubator. But here in Africa, we say abortion is the termination of pregnancy before 28 completed weeks of gestation. So basically, it's the termination of pregnancy before the period of viability.
Okay, so it's a termination of pregnancy. Now, how is that done?
Well, in a layman's world, a layman will say abortion is you just taking a medication or taking any kind of concoction to terminate a pregnancy. But we have different types of abortions actually. We have the spontaneous and then we have the self-induced. Okay. So when they say spontaneous, it means the pregnancy terminated on its own without you having to do anything to it. It could be from stress, it could be from your hormones not balancing, it could be from infections, it could be from a lot of things. It could be from some medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, and so on. So these are the causes of the spontaneous abortions. And we have the induced abortions. These are abortions where an individual decides to do whatsoever, maybe use concussions, use, real medical medications or whatsoever to terminate the pregnancy.
So talking about the spontaneous abortion, does it mean when you are pregnant, there are certain things you're not supposed to do, or there are certain things you're not supposed to eat for you not to experience that spontaneous abortion we're talking about?
Oh yes, once you are pregnant, you are prone to a lot of things. Once you are pregnant, your immune system is compromised. Sure. So as a pregnant woman, there are a lot of things you have to do and a lot of things you don't have to do. You can't just get up and say, I have headache, I want to walk into a drugstore to buy any kind of medication. Sometimes these over-the-counter drugs can induce abortions. And then there are even some medications that do not intend to cause an abortion, but at the end of the day, it causes it. There's this medication, misoprostol. It was first used as a medication to treat gastrointestinal problems. But then they realized that people who were taking these medications started having, pregnant women who were taking these medications started having abortion. So they realized that no, this medication is a medication not just for gastrointestinal problems, but as well a medication that causes abortion.
Okay, so at what point do you suggest abortion? Because I think one of the times I was watching television and one of your people from the health facilities was asked if abortion is okay, and he was like, at a point in time, sometimes they suggest that we have to abort this baby. So at what point do you people think there should be an abortion?
Well, sometimes it depends. I mean, sometimes the pregnancy, there are some pregnancies that, poses a threat to the mother's health.
Okay.
There are some times when a woman is pregnant, it comes with a lot of things. It comes with pregnancy, it comes with hypertension. There's something we call pregnancy-induced hypertension. Okay. And then sometimes, there are so many medical conditions that pregnancy can actually cause. Sometimes, let's say the fetus in utero, the fetus in the mother's womb. Mm-hmm. The uterus is the womb, actually. The fetus in the mother's womb might have an abnormality. There are some babies at a point when you take the abnormality scan, you could realize that maybe this baby has a problem with the spinal cord. Mm-hmm. The baby has a problem. There are some babies that do not even have heads. When you take a scan, you realize that this is a baby. You can see the spinal cord, you can see the thighs, you can see the hands, you can see every part. But you come to the head and you realize that it's either there's no brain, there's a problem. So with that condition, you come out and then you don't even come out to survive. So when the health professionals realize there's a problem, it's either imposing a health risk to the mother, or the baby itself is not a baby that can survive when they come out. They mostly advise mothers to opt for an abortion because this is a baby that can't survive. I had an instance in my previous facility. A woman came in and she had hydrocephalus. Hydrocephalus is water in the head. You see some people with very huge heads and then people make fun of them, yes. So they told her the baby had hydrocephalus and then they were supposed to terminate it. But she felt, let's pray about it.
Yeah, I was about asking.
Let's pray about it. It could change or something. And then at the end of the day, she went, she delivered, and then the scan didn't lie, actually. Mm-hmm. But after some few hours, the baby passed on. The baby couldn't survive.
You are still watching the Me Show right here on MO7 Plus, and we are with Ms. Vera Shrak, who we are talking about abortion. So like he said earlier, that sometimes he suggests abortion. Can we say abortion is lawful?
It depends. It depends. I can't completely say it's lawful, but in some instances, in rape cases, when it becomes a police case sometimes, and then, already the rape is trauma, and then coming to have a baby that's going to remind you every single time of, it's going to remind you of what happened, 9 months ago, 10 months ago. Sometimes we consider and then we terminate the pregnancy for the victim.
Okay, so what would you say are some of the causes of abortion?
2 types of abortion we are talking about. Sure. So which type? Is it the spontaneous?
Let's deal with the spontaneous first.
Okay. So I talked about infection, use of unprescribed medications, hormonal imbalances, some medical conditions can also cause spontaneous. And then the self-induced. Sometimes, you look at the society you're from, and then you feel society is going to judge me. I'm just 16 and I'm pregnant. What's my mom going to say? What's my church going to say? So you look at all this peer pressure. Sometimes it forces young people, even adults. We are all having fun, and then I'm the only one going to be a born one. No. So it causes some people to have abortions.
Okay. So you see, there are some parents that sometimes when their wards are pregnant, one reason or the other, they want to terminate it for them. What would you say to that parent? Or what do you think even lead those parents to do that?
Sometimes it's their social status. I'm a rich woman. I'm respected in society. And then my 16-year-old child is pregnant with A drug addict. I mean, I'll be forced to, because what is society going to say to me? Upon all her riches, upon all of that, upon all her bargains, look at how her daughter ended up. So sometimes it happens. Sometimes they don't want to interfere with their kids' education, so they end up bringing their kids up. But I mean, something like this, I won't say much, because until you are in someone's shoes, you cannot really say what it feels like.
So I wanted to say, because this is another human being we are bringing forth, so why should they do that? But like you said, until you are in someone's shoes, you can't. I get it. So let's talk about you going to the hospital for abortion and people who take drugs at home. Which one is safe?
Definitely the hospital. How educated are you to say, I want to just buy something because my friend Mercy took it and it worked, I also want to take it? No. If you have a problem, like I was saying, maybe it's a rape case, if you have any problem and then for some reason you want to terminate your pregnancy, it would be best you come to the hospital, talk to a trusted person. If it is a facility that recognizes abortion and then they have trained personnel, not every midwife can even have an abortion. We have people who are specifically trained. They have undergone maybe a 2 weeks, a 1 month training to provide comprehensive abortion care to clients. So you come to the hospital, you talk to the people. If it is something in their policy, they will help you out. If it is not, they will refer you to another facility where you can have your abortion safely.
I see. So how much is charged for abortion?
It depends.
It depends again.
Yes.
Like, what's the range? Because most people do it a lot, and sometimes I ask myself, is it not, like, is the sum not huge? Like, how much is the money?
It depends on the gestation. Gestation is the number of weeks, like how old the pregnancy is.
Okay.
Yes. So some facilities charge on weekly basis. So every week they tell you 200 cedis. So if you are 4 weeks pregnant, that's 800. If you are 8 weeks pregnant, that's 1,006. So, but some facilities have a fixed price. But even with that, there are some stages that you cannot have the abortion. Some facilities do it up to 12 weeks, which is 3 months. And then so if it's 400 cedis for it, whether you are 6 weeks, whether you are 8 weeks, whether you are 11 plus 6, it is that fixed amount. Yeah. So it depends on facilities, but I know it's not anything less than 200 cedis, but it can go as high as 3,000 depending on where you find yourself.
Okay, I see. So I know we have breast cancer awareness, which is in October, right? If I'm right. So do we have something like an abortion so that people will be educated on it or anything like that? I've never heard such a thing.
There are some facilities out there that, I mean, I don't want to tag it as an abortion clinic, but they say they are educating the youth. They are trying to prevent people from unsafe abortions, actually. So they are out there, they are on social media, you can just reach out to them.
Really? People don't really know, because I have never heard.
Oh, okay,
yes.
So there is.
Oh, I see.
You can go in for your family planning, you can go in for your abortions, whatsoever. That is what they are known for. They plan your family with you. So if you are not ready for it, they believe if you are not ready for it, there's no need to force it.
So, Ms. Vera, can one conceive after an abortion?
Oh, yes.
Really?
An abortion doesn't render you barren.
I see. But see, sometimes in societies, you hear people, talking to people about the fact that because you are barren, this is the reason why you are barren. You had abortions, blah, blah, blah. Is it true?
I'll say yes, I'll say no. Okay. Because if you do a right abortion, the safe abortion, you're on a safe side. Okay. But let's say a layman feels, okay, my friend used these herbs and then she safely had her abortion. You might use that herb, it might destroy your uterus, that's the womb. It might block your fallopian tubes. It might do a lot of things to you. I know people who have spoken to personally, and then they've told me, I had an abortion once, and then after some time, my fallopian tubes were blocked. And once your fallopian tubes are blocked, sperms can never swim to meet the egg for fertilization to take place. So abortion, safe abortion cannot make you barren. But if you have an unsafe abortion, you do your own thing at home, and you bleed, and then there's no other option than to remove your uterus, I mean, once your uterus is out, you are doomed. Once your fallopian tubes are blocked, unless an IVF,
which is
in vitro fertilization, they take the man's sperm, the woman's egg, they fuse it, and then, I mean, it forms a zygote, and then they fix it back into the womb for it to grow. That's if your fallopian tubes are blocked. Other than that, I mean, abortion shouldn't cause you to be barren.
So it means not all barrenness can be channeled to abortion.
No, not every woman came to this world to have a child. Some people are even walking without uterus.
Oh.
We are different people, but I mean, we are in Africa. Society doesn't understand that. Once you don't have a child, someone will say it's either you had an abortion when you were a child, you lived a bad life or something, but that is not always the case. Some people don't have uteruses. Some people have hormonal problems.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, no matter how much medications you give them, they can never conceive.
Would you say abortion affects society?
Yes, if your mom had aborted you, where would you have been? So abortion really does. It's affects society in one way or the other. You can talk about the human resource. If every mother is committing an abortion, I'm sure by now it would have been done in this country.
Sure. So you made mention of specialists for abortion. Do you know the kind of facilities they are? So that maybe someone is watching me, she's been raped, or one way or the other, she wants to just terminate her pregnancy, but on the safer side.
Well, I wish I could mention this, but I am not licensed. Yes, for shaggy reasons. I really want to mention it on air, but there are a lot of them.
All right. So, Ms. Vera, I would like you to please look into the camera and educate our youth, the young girls, and of course the young guys as well, on abortion.
Well, I'll start from somewhere before we get to abortion.
Okay, that's
If
fine.
you are not ready to have a child, and then you know you are sexually active, find a family planning method. Walk into any facility, talk to a midwife, talk to a nurse, talk to a community health nurse. They'll help you to protect yourself so you don't even get pregnant in the first place, let alone talk about having an abortion. And if the mistake happens and you want to have an abortion, please walk into a licensed abortion facility or a licensed health facility and talk to someone. Don't do anything on your own because there's just one life.
Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you so much for gracing our screens. We are very grateful for joining us. Thank you.
You are welcome.
It is a poverty to think a child must die for you to live the life you really want to live. Many thanks to my producer and director, Ms. Helena, and my DOP, Manasseh. My name is Akosia Purple. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel at MO7+, and of course on Facebook and on Instagram at MO7_+. I've been doing this with Ms. Vera Shrako, a midwife at the Shai Osudoku District Hospital. My name is Akosia Purple. This has been The Me Show, and The Me Show is all about me and you. Thank you so much for sticking and staying. We'll see you on Sunday, same time. Stay blessed.